Luckily, my mum was born in Ireland. Without that, my journey was very difficult, not just in Cyprus, but in Portugal as well, because of UK exiting the EU. I had no idea as a businessman the impact this would have. So I know we're going to do another podcast about this, but if you are thinking about emigrating, do your homework. Can you live in that country? Because it's not as easy as you think.
What is your advice to the British people watching us? Because there are many British people watching us, watching me as well, talking about relocation right now. It's like everyone wants to leave. But what is your advice now that you have done the relocation as a British who also have an Irish passport? So you skipped the British part.
Yeah.
What would you advise them to look into before coming here? Like a checklist?
They need to have professional advice, but they need to make sure everyone's circumstances is very different. You mustn't emigrate, and I see a lot of influencers talking about this, just for tax. You can't just pick a country just because of tax. If you've got children involved, it changes things very significantly. So if you're just doing it for tax, you're going to get yourself in bother. You've got to do it as a family decision, a lifestyle decision, because it is very different. Living in Cyprus is extremely different than the UK. Not as difficult as it was for me in Portugal. We found that extremely hard. They drive on a different side of the road. They drive a bit crazier than they do over here. The police are very efficient here, and there's no crime here whatsoever. You remember, Portugal is a third world country. Once you get outside of the Algarve, you're seeing a very different experience when you live there. Until you go on holiday there, it's a false environment.
I think people need to pay attention to this, because we Cypriots, we tend to complain a lot about our country. But coming from you now, we see that we are much better than some other European countries that...
Yeah. It's a misunderstood country, Cyprus is. You know, I get it all the time. Like, you live in the Middle East. I said, no, we're in Europe. But what about all the countries around you, like Israel and Turkey and Iran and Lebanon, and always at war? And I'm like, we're so far away from that. We're European. It's like being in England with the sun. So for me, I think my business partners were a bit nervous at the beginning about me doing this. Now they don't want me to come back, because they see so much more effort going into the company, more investment going into the company. They can also aspire to do it coming over here one day. I hope they'll make it easier for British people to live here, because luckily my mum is Irish.